Hello and welcome to another IELTS speaking practice video by Johnny IELTS. And today, two students from class IELTS 43, they are doing their speaking practice. And also, Miss Chiao is going to take her exam in 2 days' time. So she probably is quite ready or very nervous now. And Miss Trúc will take it whenever she's ready. Anyway, so ladies, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's start with part one. I've already added a few topics, a few new ones. So you can see them on the screen. Let's start with them first, okay? So let's start with 102, which is time management. Time management. Okay, I'll just write on a new page now, I think. Okay, so this is part one. So let's say that we start, we are at 102, time management. So Miss Jiao, what do you do to manage your time daily?
For me to manage my time every day, mm, I usually create a schedule for myself.
Mhm.
Because for me, I think it is the best way and the most basic way to manage one's time more effectively. And whenever I do a specific task, I need to limit the right time in order to not waste too much time on it or not or on another specific task. Um,
And is it difficult for you to manage time?
at first it was really difficult. Um, I had a lot of difficulties in managing my own time, but um, as time passed, it's becoming more easier for me, and now um, and now managing time is a really um
You mean now time
easy.
management is,
This time management is a really easy.
it become a second nature to you, right? So
Yes.
when I say it has become second nature to me. So it means that I do it naturally. It's like something that I'm so used to, you know. Nó trở thành cái bản chất thứ hai của tôi rồi. So it means that I'm so used to it. I do it like without even thinking, you know. Không cần phải suy nghĩ luôn, làm giống như là thói quen luôn á. It has become a second nature to me. So how about you, Mr. What do you do to manage your time daily? I'm still sick. You can see my voice.
Hmm. I'm a office worker, so I spend almost my time
Almost my time hay là
in
most of my time?
most of my
There you
times.
go. I
Uh,
spend most of
in
my time.
I spend most of my time in my company, and of course, I think that my daily time is not too difficult because I'm quite simple in everything in
Mhm.
my lifestyle. Um, I just need to need to blend about need to blend out about what I need to do,
Mhm.
but I'm not too strict about completing them by
Completing them, not too strict about
blending.
completing them, right?
Yes, I'm not too strict about completing them.
by a specific deadline.
Specific
Specific
a
deadline.
specific deadline, I see. And is it difficult for you to manage time?
Sometimes I think I think I will have some problems if I need to have small stuff.
Don't use the word stuff in
Small.
IELTS. You need to have a small what?
A small delay.
Aha, there you go.
With a small delay when I'm focused on doing my work tasks. It makes me distracted from
me. It makes me distracted, right?
It makes me
Distracted
from
from
my
my work.
distracted from my work.
I
So
see.
I think if you want to manage your time, you need to
Be careful with the last ending sound of the word, okay? Cẩn thận âm cuối.
You need to really focus on what you do.
Okay. I understand then. So Miss Giao, have you ever missed a deadline before?
As a normal human being, I have gone through a lot of times which I missed a lot of deadlines when it comes to given assignment or projects. But normally I'm a person who really wants things to complete in a perfect way without missing my deadline. So I could say that yes, of course, I have missed some deadlines before.
Deadlines in the past. Yeah, missed like several deadlines in the past, no? And so what happened when you miss a deadline?
Well, when I missed a deadline, I tend to ask my teacher if I could redo it, or
I think not people ask to extend their deadline. You can ask to extend your deadline. It means that instead of like say Monday, you can say, okay, can I do it can I give you on Wednesday, for example? Like you extend your deadlines. Kéo dài cái hạn chót ra. Like you extend your deadline, it happens all the time. So what do you think about that? Do you ask your teacher to extend your deadlines?
well, yes, of course. Most of the time I tend to ask my teacher to extend my deadlines, and when I finish that deadline, I normally, in order to finish my deadlines, the work that my teacher gave me, I usually put more effort in it to make it more perfect and um, uh, to make it more perfect, and in order to not mm, make my teacher feel disappointed.
In order to not make your teacher feel disappointed, what do you do? I think the internet is a bit cut off. It's normal. What else do you say? Hello? Hello, Miss Zhao, do you have anything else to say?
No.
Okay, so Miss Zhao, would you prefer noting your timetable to your notebook or on your phone or something like that? Which one do you prefer?
Well, personally, I prefer to note my timetable on my smartphone because it has always been a habit for me to carry my phone with me all the time. And there's a lot of time that I cannot bring my notebook with me, especially when I'm on a holiday or a vacation with my family. So I usually prefer to note my timetable on my smartphone because it is more convenient.
It's more convenient, I see. I see. So, Ms. Trúc, would you prefer noting your timetable to your notebook or to your phone?
Actually, I still prefer writing notes on paper and sticking them in place I usually look at. For example, with household tasks, I put a
With
note
household what?
or
Household what? Say again. Household
household tasks,
household items.
how
You mean
household text,
household items, isn't it?
household chores, công việc nhà,
Ah, with
household
household chores.
chores.
Yes.
I usually put on a to-do list, not on the fridge. And for work tasks, I will take a note next to my computer
You
screen.
mean you stick a sticky note?
Yes,
You
just
stick a
note
sticky note on the fridge, right?
the fridge.
I see. I used to do that as well, but my cats would destroy them, so I don't do it anymore, I think.
And
Okay. Yeah.
yes, and for work tasks, I will take a to-do list, not on my computer screen,
Mhm.
on a corner,
Screen on my
a
computer
cor
screen on the corner.
on the corners. I also often make notes on my desk calendar. I prefer this over using my phone.
I see. So, Miss Zhao, what tools or apps? Sorry, this is what tools or apps do you use to help manage your time?
Mm, when it comes to managing my time, there are a lot of platforms that I have relied on to manage my time. One of them I would want to mention is TikTok. I could say that it is a really effective social app for me to improve my time management skills. There are a lot of videos about the tutorials of how to manage my time effectively, or basically I just go onto Google to find some solutions to manage my time.
I see. I see. So, Miss Trúc, how about you? How do you prioritize? Prioritize, priority, right? So how do you prioritize
Yes.
tasks when you are busy? It means that which task you should do first, which one will you do next, something like that.
I uh have I have a to-do list to blend out my tasks, and when I need to prioritize tasks when I really busy,
Busy. When I'm really busy.
busy with something like emergency tasks that I need to do immediately, and so I have to complete that task to have time for others' works. And sometimes when you are too busy to finish all work at the same times, you need to work out what is really important. And if you need help
If you
from
need help,
you need help from other people, like your college or your family
colleagues,
member,
right? You mean colleagues, right?
college,
Colleagues,
college, college.
like colleagues or co-worker. I think it's better to use the word co-workers, you know.
Yes.
Colleagues.
Okay. When you need help from your co-workers or your family members, you need to talk to them, and it's really helpful in that situation.
It's really helpful in that situation.
It's really helpful in that situation.
I see. So, Ms. Trúc, do you think people nowadays are more focused on time management than in the past? So it means that people manage time better now, or they just, you know, everything they talk about, they manage their time, you know, they don't just, you know, take time to do things. You know, in the past, people might be more relaxed, you know, something like that. Do you think people nowadays are more focused on time management than in the past?
For me, I don't really think people nowadays are more focused on time management than in the past. It depends on your personality and how you are educated by your family. I think it's very important to learn how to manage your time, and it's not related to in the past or nowadays. And of course, I think nowadays people seem to have too much work to do, and they think they don't have time to do all them, but
all of them. To do all of them.
Yes, to do all of them. But for me, my mother always says that I'm not good at planning my time. So, but my mother is very good at that. I can see that she do everything perfectly, and of course she also have 24 hours like me or like others. So I think focus on time management can be a very important skill that everyone should learn it.
Okay, I see. So, Ms. Jiao, what do you think? How do you prioritize tasks when you're busy?
Well, whenever I am busy, normally when it comes to prioritizing my tasks, I usually do the most important tasks first, so as to get away from the stress and pressure from that task, because normally the important tasks for me, they are really difficult to manage, and I really need to put a massive effort on it in order to complete it. So I usually prioritize important tasks first, and after that, I am able to do all the work that I consider not as important as the former one.
I see your point. So do you think people nowadays, I mean, people today, do you think they are more focused on time management than in the past?
Well, from my perspective, I think that people in society nowadays um they really focus on time management. It's because that they have to bear a dense workload. They have to work hours and hours at work, and they have to take care of their family as well. So in order to manage their time effectively, um, they have to learn how to do it. They have the work, so as the work they are undertaking um, won't be done ineffectively,
Mhm.
and in order to because they they focus on time management more because they want to balance between work and the the times for their family.
I see, I see. Okay, let's try another one and let's try another one. It's exotic cuisine. You know the word cuisine, right? Of course you do. Exotic means it's hard to find and unique and hard to find. So we have the word exotic cuisine, exotic cuisines. Like for example, exotic food, you know. So Mr. Please, are there any strange local dishes that you tried? So like for example, in Vietnam, there's a lot of strange thing that people find it very difficult or weird, like ballot, hop with low. So ballot is basically when the baby duck, it's not yet out of the egg, but people just boil it and they eat it with some vegetables. It's called ballot. I think egg ballot, I think. No, it's just for ballot, I think. Now, there's also another thing in the north. It's called is it called blood pudding? No, blood soup, I think. Pican. Is it the blood of a pig? It's the blood soup, I think. They often eat it with peanuts. Ăn với lại đậu phộng. Or some other strange local dishes. So what do you think, Mr. Are there any strange local dishes that you tried?
Yes, I ate some strange local dishes. But I used to think it's not very strange because in my local areas, it seemed to be very normal, such as balut. But and it's my favorite food. But in some place, especially French, they
Foreign
think
country, you mean?
colors.
We're talking about local, you know, local dishes. We don't talk about foreign now.
No, it's I just want to say that French think that things balloons a local dish is very disgusting.
What is that called?
And rất là ghê.
Yeah, of course, disgusting. Yes.
Because that thing is a dirt baby, and it's really not very very easy to enjoy it, because it make me them feel uncomfortable.
I see. I see. How about you? How about you, Miss Chow? Had any strange local dishes that you tried?
There's this one local dish that I have tried, which is called blood soup. It is a really famous cuisine in the north of Vietnam. Mostly this cuisine is made in order to make blood soup, people have to use
Killed
the
pigs,
blood
right?
from
It's a killed, and
chicken.
then you get blood from there, right?
Yes. They need to use the blood from chickens or pigs. When I first laid my eyes on that local dish, I felt a little bit uncomfortable, and I felt like I was gonna puke immediately after I saw a bowl of blood soup.
Oh.
Um, so really of it really affected my experience when I tried it. Um, it was really disgusting for me. Um, but for some people, especially the adults, they really love this type of cuisine. So I think maybe it's because that it's a custom that the older people embrace. So whenever they eat this type of food, they feel it is really delicious.
And one thing I want to tell you, blood is full of proteins and water, but actually a lot of protein, you know. So it's really nutritious. Thật sự là máu nó rất bổ dưỡng nha. Đương nhiên là nhiều đạm lắm. Even though, okay, if it was not cooked in the right way, then oh my God, it's terrible.
Sán nó
But
chui vào đầu thôi.
sorry.
Sán nó chui lên não thôi.
If you talk about parasite, yeah. You talk about parasite, I understand, of course, but it's terrible. You know, people eat a lot of weird things. They even eat pickles, pickles with raw seafood, you know. Kiểu cái củ kiểu hoặc là những cái đồ mà dưa món với lại hải sản còn sống. Oh my God. Pickles with raw seafood, people eat that, you know. And other things like that. So, so Miss Jiao, would you recommend that dish to your foreign friend? Maybe like a challenge, maybe. Em ăn không? Like a challenge,
Yeah, I think
you know.
it's a kind of I think it's a pretty great idea for my friends from other countries to try this strange local dish. But of course, I don't highly recommend it. Of course, if people cannot bear
The
the
smell, the taste.
yeah the taste, and I think if my friends like it too much, I don't think they should eat it. I don't think they should try to eat a lot of bowls of blood soup, because it can lead to a lot of diseases relating to parasites.
I say, you know, and it's can be hard to treat if you're not careful. So, Mr. What do you think? Would you recommend that dish to your foreign friend, the dish that you just told, and why?
If about blood, I think I will
I think it's
comfortable.
what's it called? Is it even in a dictionary? I'm not so sure because I don't think it's in the dictionary, but I saw it online a lot. It's ballot. It's a fertilized developing egg embryo that is boiled or steamed and eaten from the shell. Rõ ràng là cái phôi thai trứng mà đang phát triển mà đã được thụ tinh, mà nó được làm boil, được làm nấu sôi lên, hoặc là steam là giống như kiểu mà hấp lên, được ăn từ cái vỏ trứng luôn. It's commonly sold as a street food, you know, in Vietnam. And why is ballot illegal? What is illegal?
Why illegal?
I don't know. It just say I think in the Muslim country it's illegal, I think. I don't know. But so talking about that, would you recommend ballot to your foreign friends?
Yes, I think I find comfortable to recommend it to my foreign friends because
Foreign. To my foreign
to-
friends.
to my foreign friends because I think it's delicious and because it's a boiled, so it's quite
It's boiled. I mean, it is boiled.
boiled. It's boiled, so it's quite safe to eat.
Safe. It's quite safe.
It's quite safe to eat. But if talk about blood soup with peanuts and some herb, for me is herb. Yes, it's not bad at all. In fact, the taste is quite unique and aromatic because of the unique and aromatic because of the herbs in the ingredients. However, it is often unsanitary and can easily harbor bacteria that's called illness. So I will take risk to recommend it to my
We'll take a
friends.
risk to recommend to your friend. I see. Well, a lot of things in Vietnam are not hygienic anyway, you know, and there's always a risk of food poisoning. Always a high risk of food poisoning. So, so Miss Jiao, talking about that dish, blood soup with peanut something, does that dish have any traditional values? Like, does it mean anything? And would you eat that dish again?
Well, I actually don't know about whether the blood soup has any traditional values, but for me, I think eating blood soup is a type of traditional which has been
I mean, a
passed
type of
from
tradition, right? It's a
yes,
type of
it's a tradition.
tradition.
It's a type of tradition which has been passed from generations to generations. And I think it's blood soup is a symbol, a type of symbol when it comes to the North people's cuisines. So I think those are the traditional values.
So it's a part of the a part of northern Vietnamese cuisine, right?
Yes.
It's an integral part, like you can use the word integral. It's an integral part of northern Vietnamese cuisine. It's like every time when you talk about it, people talk about like blood soup. Oh my God. So, Miss Trúc, what is the most unusual food you've ever eaten? We're not talking about something mainstream or something popular, you know. We talk about unusual.
Unusual food. Hmm, the first thing come to my mind is that dog meat.
Oh,
I used to eat it when I was young children.
young
When I was
child.
young child. And at that time, I was not really know what I ate because my fathers gave it to me, and I ate that without any thought. At that time, I thought it's very delicious, but now when I think about that, I feel uncomfortable, and I and I don't have and I don't want to eat dog food anytime.
Of course not,
Because
because real dogs, you know, be eaten.
yes, because when you realize that dog dogs are friends with humans, they are very lovely and loyal.
Loyal.
And very
Loyal.
loyal and close up a good friends. You will feel very
Disgusted, right?
disgusted.
You will feel very disgusted because eating dog meat is actually disgusting. Careful with interested, disgusting, disgusted, you know.
Yes.
All right. All right. So what else then? So Miss Joe, what is the most unusual food you've ever eaten?
For me, the strangest food that I have ever eaten is probably fried cockroaches.
Oh,
Um,
what's that again? Fried
fried,
cockroaches?
yes.
Gián chim.
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
it's really disgusting.
Super disgusting, yeah.
Um, actually,
Not so sure if I should
the,
search for it. If I search for it, people will be like, unsubscribe, you know. But I'll search for it anyway. There you go. I think what you're talking about is not.
no,
No.
ôi trời ơi,
Thôi ơi.
Okay, fine.
Em nổi da gà rồi.
Okay, but I think the thing you're talking about it's this one.
Hay là con nhộng?
Yes, this one is actually
không,
sold
nó là
in
rán ấy thôi ạ,
supermarket. What?
rán riu thôi ạ.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. But these things are edible, you know, and are very
Yeah.
nutritious. Nó bổ lắm luôn á nha. Okay, so okay, talking about fried cockroaches, what do you think? Unsubscribed. People will be like, yeah, Miss Chow, go on. Talking about fried cockroaches, yeah. What do you say?
It's a really strange type of food. It's actually really outlandish, actually. Um, because a lot of people like me, I have the fear whenever I see a cockroach. But this time I was actually forced to try fried cockroaches.
You were forced to? Who forced you? Come on. Who's that
My
evil person?
No, my grandparents. They want me to
I
try them.
see.
Yes.
Still
Yeah,
evil.
and because of its appearance, it makes my experience when trying this cockroach became really disgusting. Um, but it is really well known that eating insects, no, it's not insects. Eating food like fried grasshoppers or cockroaches are really
Nutritious.
nutritious.
Nutritious. You have to use an adjective. Nutritious. It's very nutritious. Mhm. Nutritious.
Yes, nutritious.
Mhm.
Because they provide a lot of proteins.
And how important, okay, so Ms. Xiao, how important is presentation in exotic cuisine? Like, how do you present that food on the dish to people? Like, for example, you know, lotus rice. It's called lotus rice, cơm sen. It's presented in so the lotus rice is actually presented in a lotus leaf, you know, in a lotus leaf that looks like a flower. So basically, it was presented on a dish like this, and surrounding it, they put like what's it called? What is this? Onions, some kind of onions on it. So, but the whole point is that it looks like a flower that opened its petal. So it looks like a flower. Sorry, it looks like a flower opening its petal. You know, nó giống như một cái bông hoa nó mở những cánh hoa của nó ra đó. You know, that is presentation of a dish. So, how important is presentation in exotic cuisine? What do you think, Miss Jiao? Would people eat it if it's not a very special, something like that?
I think the presentation in exotic cuisine is really important. Important. I think it's really necessary to make those cuisines become more appealing for people. For example, there are a lot of dishes which people consider very disgusting big at first sight. So in order to present these exotic cuisines, I believe people should know how to make some decorations on the plates to make it more alluring for people, especially those who have never tried them before.
I see. Okay, so Mr. How do people in your country react to foreign or exotic dishes? Are they thrilled? Are they excited? Are they disgusted? Or do they have any kind of feelings, special feelings for foreign or exotic dishes? Like, for example, in Vietnam,
It's
yeah, you
I
talk about like
think
foreign or like Korean, Japanese, French, Nigerian, Morocco, the Philippines, from the Philippines, something like that, foreign food. How do people look at that? How to react to it?
I think nowadays, people are more open and excited to enjoy new dishes such as foreign exotic cuisines. But also it also depends on the age. For example, young people are more are more enjoy it and feel comfortable to to positive create to foreign exotic dishes, because I think young people really love to try new things
Mhm.
and love and love updating trend,
Yes.
such as Koreans and Thai dishes that are very popular cuisines in Vietnam nowadays.
Cuisine, a very popular cuisine.
Popular cuisine in Vietnam nowadays, and most of young people love
Most
that
of the young
because
people.
young
Most of
most
the
of
young people.
most of the young people love that because it's quite similar to the text of Vietnamese people. But to the elderly people, I think it's hard for them to adapt to it because they usually is quite strict and don't want to open their heart with new thing. They usually tend to love eating what they really are acquainted,
You mean
such
what
as
really are
their
familiar, what they're really familiar with?
they're familiar, such as their local local dishes.
I see. So what do you think, Miss Jiao? How do people in your country react to foreign or exotic dishes?
Well, most of the Vietnamese people, whenever they try a strange foreign dish, I think I guess they have a lot of reactions. But mostly I think it is their uh new experience that made the exotic dishes become more interesting to people in my country. Even though despite uh although it can go bad or good, it can be disgusting or a really delicious cuisine. I think people in my country are really willing to try new food, um, to apart from the traditional and food, the traditional and uh, type of cuisines that they have already tried. I think they really love to try new food, especially foreign food. because it is a regular habit for them to eat Vietnamese food. So whenever it comes to cuisines from other nations, I believe they will be really stimulated and yes, become really excited when they get a chance to try those exotic dishes from other countries.
Mhm. I see. I see. Okay, we can go to part 2 and part 3 now. So that's 105 as well. I see. Okay, it's going to be 105 here. Okay. So let's go to part 2 now. I'll choose a random one. Let's try 47. It can be the one that you have done before, but I don't mind. Okay, let's try 47. Describe a kind of bag you want to own. Own. Okay. You should say what kind of bag it is, where you want to buy it, how much it will cost you, and explain why you want to buy this kind of bag. Be careful because you only have 2 minutes for part 2, okay? For part 3, about bags and backpacks. Why do you think women like to buy bags? Tại sao bạn nghĩ các người phụ nữ lại thích mua túi xách? Is the backpack practical in life? So it means like you can store a lot of things with it. Can it be a useful addition to your life when you travel everywhere with it or you work with it, something like that? Why are some people willing to buy expensive bags? You know, some bags can be up to 10 million Vietnam dong or 100 million Vietnam dong, you know, if it's from a brand name, like for example, if if it's a designer, if it's a designer bag, you know, like Gucci or Chanel or Hermes, Gucci, or something like that. As a designer bag, it's actually very expensive because it's limited edition. It's a limited edition. Phiên bản giới hạn. It's a limited edition. It means that you cannot find many of those things around. You know, it's just a limited edition. So it's different from like a generic. A generic is something that you can find everywhere and they are often very cheap, you know. Đồ mà thông thường, đồ mà đại chúng, đại trà, generics. It's different from limited editions. So why are some people willing to buy expensive bags? Think about the fact that expensive bags can increase in its value. It can appreciate. To appreciate means to increase in value, you know. So the opposite is to depreciate. It means to drop in value, you know. Giảm giá trị, một cái là tăng giá trị. So the word appreciate here means different, you know. Nó có thể có nghĩa là tăng giá trị nha, chứ không chỉ có nghĩa là trân trọng đâu. So an expensive bag from a designer bag, something like that. A designer bag from like a famous designer or something like that can appreciate through time, you know. So reselling them, so basically it helps in resale value. Giá trị lúc bán lại, it can help in resale value, you know. And so think about the fact that sometimes it boosts social status. It tends to boost, so basically it tends to boost the social status of the wearer. You know, people think that if you wear expensive things, people will look at you differently, you know, and they will appreciate you too. Mặc đồ sang trọng, dùng đồ sang trọng, ta nghĩ rằng sẽ đẩy cái địa vị xã hội của người khác lên chẳng hạn. It tends to boost the social status of the wearer, I think. Somehow that's what people believe in. Now, like that's also the same reason why people buy like a lot of expensive iPhones, like newest, the latest iPhones. Even though if their salary is so low, like 10 million per month, they still want to like buy the latest iPhone, because of the same reason. So next question is in the future, what changes will the bags have? So you have to predict like some ideas. If the bags will become bigger, maybe more ergonomic. You know the word ergonomic, right? It means it fits better. It fits much better with your hands or with your back, and it feels much more comfortable. Is it going to be much more economic? It's going to be more comfortable, something like that. Is it going to be more spacious, maybe? Is it going to be more spacious? And like sometimes I think that backpacks can inflate and become a sleeping bag, nở rộng ra thành túi ngủ. Sometimes, and you can try to imagine that. Now, why do children need to carry a uniform school bag? So the word uniform here is an adjective, đồng nhất. So it means that everybody wear the same thing. Why do children need to carry a uniform school bag? So every children will look the same. Why is that? What does it promote? So does it promote a how can I say, an image of let's say it promotes the fact that everyone is equal, It's about equality. So bình đẳng. It promotes equality, that everyone was born the same and are entitled. Everybody is entitled to the same rights. Ai cũng được sinh ra là có cái quyền như nhau. Everybody is entitled to the same rights. I mean, that's the idea that a uniform school bag will try to promote, Okay, think about this one. Okay, so Miss Chow, you first, please. Describe the kind of bag you want to own.
There's this one type of bag that I
Okay, louder, please. Louder, please.
Well, there's this one type of bag that I'm really into. It's called
Okay, you are not very
canvas.
loud now. Can you speak louder, please? I cannot hear very well. Nó hơi bị nhỏ, tiếng hơi nhỏ. Okay, better now.
Well, there's this type of bag that I'm really into is a canvas bag. Well, there are a lot of reasons why I really want to purchase this bag. It is the thing that made me love this kind of bag is because of its plainness in its appearance and also its shape. And mostly it's because I'm not a person who would go for backpacks, and normally I would prefer a basic canvas bag instead. There are a lot of places where you can buy this bag. it is becoming really common for people to purchase this bag on online platforms, such as Amazon or eBay. But for me, I would have preference for purchasing it directly in a store because because I get the opportunity to observe the quality and see if it's a really good choice or not. For I think moreover, I think that this bag has a really budget-friendly price. So I really highly recommend those who wants to purchase one. It's not really expensive, and what is more about this bag is that it is really environmentally friendly, um, because apart from the plastic bags, people can use this type of bag, in order to protect the environment more. So
Remember, I
these
think you're
are
talking a
the
bit too much now. Please focus on what you should say, okay? It's already more than 2 minutes. Cẩn thận nha, em có 2 phút để nói thôi đó. Nên tập trung on what you should say. Okay, so Miss Trúc, please your turn. Please describe this kind of bag you want to own.
Yes. Recently, I been wanting to buy a large backpack for traveling. I'm really interested in one from the Uniqlo brand, and I want to
Uniqlo brand, right?
Uniqlo brand, which is
Branch
quite
or
well-known.
brand. Careful, it's a Uniqlo brand.
Uniqlo brand,
Mm-hmm.
which is quite well-known for clothes and accessories for young people because it's practical, simple, style, and the price is quite reasonable. The one backpack I want to own cost me about 800,000 Việt Nam đồng, which isn't too much, but also not a small amount. So I'm thinking of purchasing it during a sale. I believe a travel backpack would be very useful for short trips.
Useful.
Useful for short trips or business trips, allowing me to avoid carrying a large suitcase or not or a small bag that make me have not enough space for my belongings.
Okay.
So I think the backpacks is very practical, and because I don't like items that are only for show, it's perfect for me when I think about the kind of bag I want to own.
I see. Okay, Miss Jiao, I suggest you do it again. Please describe the kind of bag you want to own.
Well, a type of bag that I'm really into is a canvas bag. It is for me, the reason why I really want to purchase this bag is because of its plainness in appearance and shape as well. There are many ways to purchase this bag. It's becoming really common for people to buy it from online platforms, such as Amazon or eBay. But for me, I would prefer to buy this bag directly from a store for me to observe the quality, if it's good enough for me. It is a really and for me, I want to buy this bag because I'm not a person who would choose backpacks. I would prefer a canvas bag because I can carry it more conveniently. And also, there are a lot of reasons that I really want this bag. It is really environmentally friendly. Instead of plastic bags, I would say canvas bags
Canvas.
are really a
I
good
actually do
choice,
like canvas.
especially when people go
Mhm. I think it's
people
something called
buy.
tote bag, I think. All right, is that all?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Please, why do you think women like to buy bags? Is there a specific reason for that?
I think there are some reasons for women like to buy bags. First, because women often love fashions and love what's beautiful and want to show their fashions style. Bags is perfect because they are accessory that can uh, meet match we can match with outfit, allowing women to express their personal style. Besides that, bags can show their status. Sim, it's shown as a status symbol, a designer bag, uh, 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 high brands bag in particular are often seen as symbols of status and success, reflecting the
Symbol of
owner's
success. Symbol of success. Careful.
symbols of success.
Symbol of success.
Symbols of success. It shows the owner's status and financial capability.
Yeah. You can just say financial ability of that person.
Yes.
Anything else? Okay, so Miss Jiao, what do you think? Is the backpack practical in life?
For me, I believe that backpacks are considered to be essential roles in people's life. When it comes to traveling, it is really necessary for people to have a backpack, of course, to carry their clothes, their necessities, or any items they own. Or backpacks are also really important for people to carry their notebooks, their laptops, or a lot of things. I believe that backpacks are really necessary when people travel
Necessary, nhiều
to.
nào nhỉ? Necessary.
Backpacks are really necessary. Um, Whenever people travel to a different destination, it is really important for them to have a backpack.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay, anything else? All right,
mm,
so think about that. Can you wear backpack to all the different occasions, like to work, to picnic, to let's say if you go hiking on a mountain, or if you go to a party, something like that? Is it suitable?
Yes,
Is it an appropriate thing to bring?
Yes, I think that backpacks can be really can be a really good idea when people want, especially when people want to carry a lot of their their when people want to carry their things. But there is, of course, there is an exception when it comes to carrying a backpack. When it comes, for example, in a formal celebration, I don't think it's a great idea to bring a backpack. It seems to be unsuitable in such occasion like that. So I think backpacks are more of a good idea when it comes to carrying a lot of stuff
A lot of
instead
things,
of
a lot of items. Careful.
a lot of items. And if people want to carry a few things like a phone or any makeup products, I think it's more it is better to use a fashion bag instead.
I see, I see. So, Mr. Why are some people willing to buy expensive bags then?
I believe that some people who are willing to buy expensive bags because they want to show others their social status. Is if you want if you wear a high cost bag design bag, they often show your symbols of success.
Symbol, the symbol,
the
symbol of success.
the symbol of success. It's make them, it's made most of them feel satisfied.
Satisfied, you mean?
Satisfied.
Satisfied.
Satisfied. Best allow high cost expensive bag allow them to showcase their personality. Feel they make their more classes or trendy.
Okay.
And make others will admire them.
And make others
Because,
admire them. Không có will nữa nha. And makes others admire them.
And make
And
others
make
admire.
others admire them more.
And make others admire them. I think that are some important reasons that make some people really to buy expensive bags, even when they are not afford them.
Even though what? Can you say that?
Can't afford
them. They can, even though if they cannot
afford
afford
them. They cannot afford them.
Okay. So what do you think, Ms. Châu? In the future, what changes would the bags have?
I think in the future bags will become more convenient to people. Brands which produce bags will design the bags with more functions and make them become more convenient for the consumers. For example, they may be designed with more spaces for
Mhm.
people to carry more and more items. I've seen a lot of bags on online videos. They have become really different apart from the traditional bags. Um, they provide a lot of spaces, and I think in the future they will become more and more different from the bags we are currently using nowadays. The bags can maybe um, really suitable, can be created as a different way also. For example, it can be used in picnics, where it can be where it will turn into a sleeping bag, which
Mhm.
is really convenient for those who um, seek for convenience in a normal backpack.
Mhm. I see. All right. So, Mr. What do you think in the future? What changes would the bags have then? Can you predict something? Mhm.
I'm thinking about eco-friendly materials and unique design
Unique
for
designs.
and
Unique
unique
design.
and unique design for the future bags. I um I think that people nowadays increasingly dislike owning the same items as others. So things such a bag is for all of them are product with limited amounts can become more appealing for people who want to own one. Besides of that, I think people also love uh, strange, something more strange. I once saw a bed price in uh, $1,000
Mhm.
that look like a water bottle made
That
of
look
glass.
like a water bottle.
Yes, that look like a water bottle.
Like, I'm going out.
Like
Look
look
like a
like
water bottle.
look like a water bottle
Yes.
made of glass.
Mhm.
But it's come from a very uh famous brand. So the price is very high, but people also love it and want to buy it.
I
That's some
see.
that's some trends that I can think about.
I see. Okay, so Mr. Why do children need to carry a uniform school bag then?
Hmm. I think carrying a uniform school bag is really important in the school environment. Um, Personally, I believe that wearing a carrying uniform school bag is a way mm, to reduce discrimination towards the children among the children, because there are a lot of those who bring expensive backpacks, and they mostly boast about it, about them having an expensive one.
Mhm.
And a lot of those who are really poor and they cannot afford for a good bag, so they have to some have to use a plastic bag instead, or they can only afford some cheap bags. So I think uniform school bags are a great idea because it will reduce discrimination in the school environment.
So you
And
would try to, it help fight discrimination. Yes, it does. Nó giúp đấu tranh chống lại cái chuyện phân biệt đối xử, đúng mà chính xác luôn á. It help fight discrimination in the school environment. What else then? Okay, so Mr. What do you think? Why do children need to carry a uniform school bag?
I think children need to carry a uniform school bag. The first reason is it's useful in some certain situation, such as when a child get lost. With a bag filtering the school logo and contact information, passerby can help that child get in touch with the school and help them come back to their family. So that's a very important reason for the uniform school bag. Besides of that, that bag can foster a sense of school pride and affection and love in the child for his school.
I see.
Because when you wear some things belonging
to
only to you, you will feel very proud of yourself and make people who and make children who in that school to love their school.
I see.
think that's
To have a love for the school, you mean?
yes.
Well, but actually, I think it's mainly to promote equality and to fight discrimination, I think. Yeah, but I agree with what you're saying. Okay, let's try another topic of part 2 and part 3. Let's try something a bit newer. Let's try 100, okay? Describe an invention that is useful in your daily life. An invention that's useful in your daily life, okay? You should say what the invention was, what it can do, how popular it is, and explain whether it's difficult or easy to use. And then you have part 3 of inventions. What qualities do inventors have? Like, I mean, what's the personality and what does it take to be an inventor, you know? And you need to explain why. Do you think only scientists can invent new things? How about normal people, like a farmer, like a worker, any kind of worker, like office worker or a worker on the street? Can they invent new things? Like sometimes I invent a lot of different ways to teach or I write books and things like that. I can be very inventive. Not just scientists, because everyone, they think differently, you know. So now, what inventions do you think should be improved? Like, for example, think about the invention of, say, backpack that you just mentioned in the previous topic. you might want it to be a bit different, you know. You might want to improve it, or maybe think about microwave. Maybe you would want to have a microwave that can clean itself, you know. Lò vi sóng tự vệ sinh được. Why not, right? Or you can make a microwave that can bake much better. They can they can be able to cook almost anything you can imagine, you know. Actually, microwave can do that, but they're not really good at that job. So you can improve it and to make it like a multifunctional device. Like a multifunctional device. Một công cụ đa chức năng. Well, that's just one of my ideas. Now, are there any other inventions that make the world better? Like, I think one of the inventions that make the world better is just like a laptop, yeah. So it's very compact. You can bring it anywhere to work. And also, it's becoming much more smaller and stronger these days, you know. So actually, it's revolutionized the workplace. It revolutionized, nó cách mạng hóa luôn á. Cái nơi làm việc. It revolutionized the workplace somehow. So it's much more comfortable and you can just work anywhere you want these days with a very lightweight laptop, something like that, you know. And also think about, I think a smartphone is an invention that make the world better, but for children, I do believe a smartphone is killing them somehow. It is harming their development somehow, you know. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinions, though. You have your own opinion. Anyway, do all inventions bring benefits to our world? So it means you should discuss like the harmful effects of some invention too. Do you know the story of Alfred Nobel, right? The name is Alfred Nobel. The one who invented the dynamite or TNT, you know that one? The one that explosives. The inventor of explosive. He invented explosive because he think that it will help in mining. It will help in mining minerals and resources better. But the problem is people start to use dynamite in killing others in war, you know. And in his deathbed, trong cái giường mà sắp qua đời của ổng, in his deathbed, he said that I would rather invent something that doesn't harm humans. I regret inventing the dynamite, you know. Ông hối tiếc vì đã phát minh ra thuốc nổ, tại vì nó giết người. Of course. And also another story is the guy called, what's it called? Kalashnikov. Nikolai Kalashnikov, I think. Nikolai Kalashnikov is the one who invented the AK-47 assault rifle. Nó gọi là súng trường tấn công AK-47, được phát minh bởi ông Nikolai Kalashnikov. But unfortunately, the AK-47 is used in a lot of different wars around the world, and so many people have died because of that. So Kalashnikov actually said that he would rather invented something like, for example, a lawn, let's say a lawnmower. Máy cắt cỏ, tôi thà phát minh máy cắt cỏ còn hơn. Well, that's what he said. He said he would rather invent something like a lawnmower to cut down grass to help humans, rather than inventing like a weapon to kill people like that, you know. The AK-47 was very, very successful, you know, in a lot of different conflicts around the world. But of course, it kills a lot of people. You have to think about it. Now, so who should support and sponsor inventors? Governments or private companies? Ai nên rót tiền tài trợ cho những nhà phát minh hoặc là ủng hộ những nhà phát minh? Chính quyền hay là công ty tư nhân? Think about what happens. For if government sponsor and support inventors, the money will not be that much, you know, always. But when private companies invest in inventors, they will probably pay more. But they, of course, they will try to they will try to control the inventors to invent useful items or things that bring a massive financial gain to them, you know. Nó ráng kiểm soát những người mà nhà phát minh để mà phát minh những thứ mà nó kiếm được rất rất nhiều tiền cho những cái công ty tư nhân đó. And of course, sometimes they can harm the public, you know. So you have to be very careful with private companies, you know. They can do a lot of damage to the people and the country. There are good thing and bad thing, of course, always. If you work for private companies, you work for governmental companies, you will see the differences. However, not all private companies are good, you know. Đâu phải làm công ty tư nhân nào cũng tốt đâu. You know, nó cũng lạm dụng, nó cũng bóc lột lắm, phải không đâu? Okay, think about that. Think about what I just said. Okay, so Ms. Châu, you first, please. Describe an invention that is useful in your daily life, please.
An invention that came across my mind is a smartphone. I could say that it has played a part in my life, and for me it's a really important thing for not only entertainment but also education in my life. When it comes to entertainment, with a smartphone connected to the internet, I can entertain myself by watching different videos on online platforms, and I can also enjoy various types of games on the smartphone. And apart from entertainment, smartphones, the invention of smartphone is really essential for me regarding education. It is a source where I can acquire knowledge and do a lot of research, which is really necessary for my studies.
All right.
Smartphones.
Anything else?
Smartphones are really popular, and actually, I think they are the sole item that everyone own in their life. And personally, I think that smartphones can be very easy for those who is good at technology, but of course it can be very difficult for those who don't know much about technology. But I think with just a few tutorials, I think they can manage to use the phone in a more effective way.
Yes. Okay, good. Ms. Strook, your turn, please. Describe an invention. Please describe an invention that is useful in your daily life, please.
I think about washing machine. It's a
Machine.
wonderful
Washing machine.
Washing machine is a wonderful invention. It helps us wash and dry clothes that used to be very hard and time consumed.
Time consuming.
Time consuming. People have to do daily. I believe that nowadays, most of households on washing machine because it saves time on low dry. It's particularly have busy people and who dislike household chores. Moreover, every year, the functions of washing machines are improved and expanded, making them even more useful and convenient. I find washing machines quite easy to use because because you need to read the instructions carefully.
You need to read the instruction carefully.
Yeah. Because you just need to read the
instruction carefully.
Instructions carefully, and you can use it, and you can do it. But of course, you need to careful and
to be careful.
You need to be careful and know how to vận hành.
It's how to operate it.
Cái từ vận hành.
Operate.
And careful when you operate it for safe and long-term operation. I think if people find washing machines with multi-functions,
multifunctional,
quite multifunctional, quite hard to use. They can choose one with basic features, which will be easier with basic features.
Basic feature.
Basic features.
And basic
with basic features, which will be easier for them to use.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Miss Giao, please, what qualities do inventors have?
Qualities có phải là cái characteristic? Không
Yes, or a characteristic qualities. Yeah, same thing.
There are a lot of characteristics that for me an inventor should have. First of all, I think it is whether they are passionate enough when in inventing something or not, because there are a lot of those who have thought of a lot of amazing ideas, but it's because of the lack of enthusiasm in inventing that made that it creates a delay in their invention. And also I think it is really important for inventors to be hardworking and be eager to do research, in order to make their invention become an excellent invention, and to make it become a convenient tool for people.
I see. I see. Right. Okay. So, what do you think, Mr. Do you think only scientists can invent new things?
I don't think that's always scientists can't invent new things. New ideas don't always have to be rent or valuable to all
Valuable,
the
valuable.
valuable to all of humanity.
Humanity.
Sometimes,
To all
yes,
humanity.
of humanity,
Humanity. To all humanity.
to all humanity.
Mhm.
Sometimes simply coming up with methods that make tasks more effective or improve the daily lives of oneself
Daily life
and
là sao em? Daily lives là sao?
daily lives,
Improve the daily lives of people.
daily lives, daily lives of oneself and those around them can also be considered as an invention. And of course, they are useful and helpful.
Okay. Anything else?
And if people only think that just scientists can invent new things, that is a closed mind.
That is a closed-minded approach, right? It's a closed-minded thought. Một suy nghĩ thoáng. It's a closed-minded thought.
Make them, that prevent them from explore and creative new thing. So I believe that people should think that they don't have to be a scientist to be creativity and make
creative.
Creative and
Creative.
and make creative and invent new things that make their life easier.
Mhm. I see. So what do you think, Miss Jiao? Are there any other any inventions that you think should be improved?
Well, there are a lot of inventions that I think need some improvements. One of them that I really want to mention are backpacks. Apart from the normal backpack we are currently using, I think it should be improved in a more convenient way. I think there should be there should be more spaces for the backpacks, for people to carry more items when they are on a vacation with their families.
Yes.
What's more is that the reason why backpacks should be improved is because it should be a good item to store a lot of necessities, especially when people go hiking or they have to walk a long distance. It is really essential to make the backpack become more functional, providing more spaces for people to store water, food, or clothes.
Okay. Right. So, Mr. Do you think any other inventions that make the world better?
I think that battery technologies can have work becomes better. You know, nowadays everything needs battery to operate. So if the battery becomes becomes have if people can enhance the energy's density, charging speed, and lifespan of batteries for better use in electronics and electronics vehicles and appliances, vehicle and appliances. That will help everything work better. Besides of that, because batteries is usually quite độc hại, nó độc hại
Toxic. It's quite toxic.
It's quite toxic and cannot recycle. People have to tourist away far away from residence area, like Tesla, very famous brands about electronic vehicles.
Electronic vehicles.
Yes, they have to buy islands just to browse their not working batteries.
Okay.
To protect the environment.
I see. To protect the environment. Okay, so Ms. Jiao, do all inventions bring benefits to our world?
Apart from the inventions that bring numerous benefits to humans, there are also the advent of a lot of inventions that have had a lot of negative impacts to people.
To have a negative impact
Impacts on people.
To have an impact on. Okay, so what do you think? Do all inventions bring benefits to our world?
Nói lại từ đầu thôi.
Yeah, sure.
Apart from the inventions which bring numerous benefits to humans, there are also the advance of a lot of inventions which have had negative impact on people. For example, talking about the invention of guns, I could say that the invention of guns seems to mostly brings to have negative impact, negative influence on people. Nowadays I see people, they usually use apart from guns, using for training purposes. Guns can lead to a lot of
Yes.
deaths of a lot of people. There are a lot of those who use guns illegally,
Mhm.
which caused a lot of deaths. So I think that there are also a lot of inventions that don't make the world better. I think it's the guns as the example. I think they make the world become a more violent place instead.
I do agree. So, what do you think, Mr. Who should support and sponsor inventors, governments, or private companies then? You know the story. You know how greedy private companies can be. And a lot of the time when inventors invent things for private companies, they have to sue the company, to sue someone or to sue the whole company, giống như là kiện nguyên cái công ty luôn á, because it's a matter of patent, bằng phát minh sáng chế. You know about those things? Patent. So if you are supported or sponsored by private companies, you have to sign contract, and in those contracts sometimes your patent will not be yours. It will be in the name of the company, and that company have the right to use your invention. So it is not your invention anymore. They bought your invention. It's like they buy your invention, and because of that, a lot of people, they sue their own companies when these things happen. And also think about how greedy private companies can be. But of course, they have money. Yeah. Okay, what do you think, Miss Zhao? I mean, Miss Zhou, who should support and sponsor inventors, governments, or private companies?
As in my opinion, I think government should support and sponsor inventors, because if governments supports and sponsor for that inventions, they will use their price to help people in their nations. It's give benefits to a huge amount of people. But if talk about private companies, I think sometimes they have they can help investor more, because not all because governments not always are available.
Of course, and the money, the
For
funding is not always
available.
a big one, It's not always good. Cho tiền bỏ vô ngọt lắm luôn á.
Yes, because governments have to pay for many others important tasks, such as education and other things. And in that situation, private companies who are directly involved in that inventions, because they really needed to for their particular aim, so they are willing to support and sponsor investors, but of course investors need to be careful and have a clear contracts with a private company to protect their patent. Because if they are just careless, they will be take away their rights once they are what they sold. I think that always have benefits and hours about who should support and sponsor for inventions.
I see. So what do you think, Ms. Chow? Who should support and sponsor inventors, governments, or private companies?
Well, personally, I believe that when it comes to the support and sponsorship for inventors, I believe that private companies should be a better choice because personally, I think governments tend to pay attention to other investments more instead of instead of supporting the inventors. They tend to focus on the financial stability and other problems. And instead of supporting the inventors, they really don't make much effort to that. But I think on the other hand, private companies will normally pay attention to the inventors more. They can sometimes invest a large amount of money for the inventors because they are the one who take control of the inventor's work. So I believe that when it comes to the money, the payment and other sponsorship, they would know how to manage it effectively. But of course, there are a lot of private companies which the private companies which take advantage of inventors, and some are really cruel because they may
Very cruel. Yeah.
they abuse the work of inventors and they only pay a small amount of money, but instead.
Okay, I see. Okay, well, I think we can end it here. It's been good practice.